This Sean Payton trade reaction and free agency odds edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by WynnBet. WynnBet is now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted same game parlays to live in-game odds, WynnBet has what you need to win. Sign up today, bet 100, get 100 at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. State restrictions apply. We're also brought to you by SGPN's Big Game Squares contest. $1,000 prize pool and completely free to enter. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/squares to enter today.
This is Jim Mora, and you're listening to SGPN. Let her ride.
Cox.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, second the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Well, Sean, we're here talking about something that's not happening in the next couple of days for the first time in a long time.
We're here talking about the National Football League. Hey, we got a full week of big game Super Bowl shows coming to you live from the Super Bowl.
I feel like it's the meow contest from Super Troopers, but the other way. Where how long can we go without saying anything that rhymes with Ooper Ol?
So we got a ton. Obviously, we're going to be doing a ton of props. We have a certain number of props we'll be giving out over maybe starting Sunday, Monday, all out throughout the entire week. Tons of bets. And of course, we got the Squares contest. Again, get in your Spotify review, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/squares, for your chance to win a square. And then after that, we'll see. Good luck on getting a square and locked up. And what's so funny?
No, I like how you're wishing people luck after. Like, you got the entry in, now good fucking luck.
There you go.
No,
well, that's what you do when someone enters a contest. You wish them luck.
I enjoyed it. I was the throwback. It wasn't one of these soft ass pussy contests. It's like, oh yeah, if you don't get your spot, maybe there'll be something else.
All right. And what else do we got? We will be talking today. We will be talking about Sean Payton trade going to the Denver Broncos, and we already have some early look at free agency odds, aka mostly QB destinations, couple running back and receivers snuck in there, but basically early look at who's going to be starting where.
And if you want to talk about calibration for next year, Sean, we weren't doing this look until March 4th last year. I dated,
we're ahead of schedule.
I knew to date these things because I was going to want to look back, and I will say we were not doing anything during the football season. Our first futures look last year was on February 20th. We took a look at the Super Bowl futures for next year, so we're way ahead of schedule.
Chat is alive and well. Benedict Dantold looks like a great topic. More content, a wonderful thing. And D'Amico Ryans to the Texans as well. We'll hit on that. And again, Lamar, we will be talking Lamar odds, all that coming up. Before we get started, time for another edition of
SGPN presents Real Men of Degen.
Real Men of Degen.
We salute you.
Random listener who contacted us via Instagram. Quote, you guys and your Mr. fucking Jones song, LMAO. Before your podcast, I had never heard that song. I'm only 27. And I was doing a power hour on YouTube of 90s songs, which is where they play 60 seconds of a song, then switch. And when they switch, you're supposed to do a drink. I was doing it with a chick and we started hooking up. And then the fucking Mr. Jones song comes on and I fucking burst out laughing and she got pissed at me. So we stopped. You fucking bastards.
Well, I mean,
just amazing.
First of all, I enjoyed how he explained every generation really does think they invent everything, Sean.
Yeah, we're doing this new thing called Power Hour. I mean, we were making Power Hour on burned mix CDs.
Mixtapes, come on.
Well, and there was usually an issue because some CDs they wouldn't allow you to load 100 tracks on. So, again, this was you would have to get your Napster.
Well, now you're getting people
your Napster
confused.
playlist.
Sean, Power Hour, of course, 60 minutes. Century Club.
Oh, you're right. Yes.
Is 100, and that's where it got tricky. And by the way, imagine just being able to type into your phone Power Hour mix.
Oh, on the YouTube playlist?
Like doing a Power Hour was something that you had to plan for. Like
you had to earn your Power Hour.
Someone had to make a fucking mixtape. And by the way, I really enjoyed that. That was my favorite. Other than him, obviously, making out with someone and then getting screwed up with Dan Jones. Just the fact that he explained power. I mean, what the fuck do we look like? I'm a little insulted, honestly.
It's not amateur hour here, Ryan.
He didn't think we knew what power hour.
Hey, no amateur hour over at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBet. Bet big, win bigger, spin that parlay wheel. And of course, we're going to be doing a live WynnBet show, or sponsored by WynnBet, in Phoenix for the Super Bowl on Thursday, 11 a.m. at the Ainsworth. You will be able to come see us live if you're going to be out there for the big game, or you just live in the Phoenix area. The show's going to be completely free. Details coming up. Got some big guests lined up for that. Surprise big guests. We're going to be doing a special Q&A later that day as well. And a bunch of live shows from Radio Row. A bunch of big-time interviews lined up. More on the way. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/WynnBet. WynnBet, the presenting sponsor, making it all happen. And, of course, Bet 100, get 100. State restrictions apply. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/WynnBet. Offer subject to change. Terms and conditions at WynnBet.com. Must be 21 or older and present in the state where playthrough is available. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
Get it.
All right, so first up, Ryan, breaking news. Sean Payton to the Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos trading away a 2023 first-round pick and next year's second-round pick for Sean Payton. What? They're getting the Saints 2024 third back in return.
Why?
But what is your? It sounded like now we have a Schefter versus Ian Rappaport breaking news media fight.
You know what team I'm on?
Who?
What are you serious?
Oh, that's right. You hate Ian Rappaport for some reason.
Fucking hack.
Even though he broke legitimate news, and
he hasn't broke a single thing.
Refused to acknowledge it. I think, again, just the idea of giving up picks for a coach, especially on a team where you don't have many picks to give up. I assume they didn't have their 2023 first rounder from the what's up?
They didn't.
Then how are they trading it?
They're trading the 49ers first round pick.
Yeah.
That it went from 49ers to Miami.
Oh, from the Trey Lance
deal, and then Miami to Denver
for
in the Bradley Chubb deal.
That's right. Okay, so they had the extra first rounder from the Bradley Chubb deal. I mean, you need talent around Russell Wilson, and you need another shot at a quarterback. This to me is almost the. I mean, I guess if you're a Broncos fan, I see how you talk yourself into it, but in general, I don't like the idea of giving up picks for a head coach.
Yeah, I mean these are cost controlled, high quality players that you're probably going to need. Because if you want to have fun, if you're not familiar with the contract websites, there's a couple out there that will show you contract details. And if you really want to have some fun, go check out Russell Wilson's. Spot Track is my favorite. Oh boy, the number is just,
it is a big dog.
The number is just huge. And so, obviously, yes, the salary cap will continue to go up, blah, blah, blah. Sean Payton clearly has an equal amount of arrogance as Russell Wilson walking into this situation saying, sure, I don't need those first and second round picks.
Okay. So let's say, hear me out. Instead of trading for Sean Payton, keeping Russell Wilson around, here's what you do. You cut Russell Wilson, you eat
right now.
Yeah. Okay. What's my dead cap hit looking at?
Jesus.
You cut Russell Wilson and you use that first round pick to take a shot at a quarterback, and you build around a guy like DeMeco Ryans instead. Now, or Shane Steichen of the Eagles, or someone else you roll the dice with as a quarterback or as a head coach. You keep your pick, use that pick on the quarterback of the future, and since he is, I would even try second, third rounder, because then you're paying nothing for the quarterback position. Plus, I mean, basically, either way, you're going to be spending that money at the quarterback position. Why not bring in some rookies and see who is the quarterback of the future? But it feels like this is just Russell Wilson's already a sunk cost, and they're just like trying to like save it.
Okay, so if I'm reading all of this correctly, he's still owed $25 million in guarantees over the next 2 years, 2023, 2024.
That's not that bad.
If you cut him this year pre-June 1st, he would be $85 million in cap savings and $107 million in dead cap, which probably is not survivable. Like, there's no way that you have a guy, his cap number is 22 million. There's no way you just randomly have 85 more million lying around.
Oh, you mean to pay him out, or
no? Like the difference in what you would have to eat in dead cap.
Oh, you couldn't. But aren't you able to like spread that out over years or something, or no?
I think because it's so early in the contract, that's why the dead money is so like, that's why he's uncuttable.
All right, so next let's say you plan Russell Wilson to have a horrible accident. I mean, these are
hold on.
They're owned by the Walmart. You don't think Walmart's made a couple people disappear over the years?
If you trade him post June 1st,
trade. Good luck.
If I'm
well, use those picks instead of trading for Sean Payton. Use them to unload Russell Wilson.
If you're able to unload him post June 1st, it's only 14 million in dead cap.
Okay. I'm not a cap whiz. I would whatever you can to get rid of Russell Wilson.
But if he dies, what happens?
Yeah, I don't
want to put that out there.
Yeah, Ryan, come on.
I mean, how much is a man worth? 107 million in dead cap.
Yeah, the Walmart money. Maybe they made some problems disappear over the years.
How many years was Sean Payton given? Because there was obviously a very strong conversation about the situation. Do we have any word on his deal?
I think it's going to be close to 30 million
a year.
Yeah.
Really?
For a number of years. Yeah. Because
so the current highest paid coach is what? Like Sean McVay at like 15 million.
Well, that's the thing. They don't need to release the numbers. Like Bill Belichick, they've never released what his salary is because it's not a part of the salary cap, and you don't have to. Then
how is it some coaches get it out there?
Well, I think some agents like to have that out there, or it becomes public. But I don't think Bill Belichick's salary is public.
Interesting.
I'm sure he's in the 20s.
But they have they definitely have done. This is interesting. I would need more data to process.
Well, a lot of it is like they're reporting he's the highest, that Belichick is reportedly the highest paid coach in America. They're saying they're saying 20 million, but I don't know if that's officially guaranteed. After that, Pete Carroll, 15 million, Sean McVay, 14 million. So I think Sean Payton's going to come in there close to 30 million.
Wow. That would be a huge jump, I guess, is what I'm like. That feels like a big
but I think Sean Payton had tremendous leverage, and I think this Walmart family that bought the Broncos
doesn't give a shit.
They're completely boxed into a corner. They need to do something to save this Russell Wilson, and he's the only.
Is this the only coach that they could have brought in?
Imagine the Russell Wilson is the Titanic, and Sean Payton is just that piece of wood sitting out in the ocean. It's buying you a couple hours, but you're not getting on the rescue boat. I just don't see it. Do you think
they have? So shout out to the Football Outsiders. If you don't listen to their podcast, you got to be nerd tolerant, but lots of good data. That they did do some level of analysis, kind of talking about Super Bowl winning coaches who go on to their second gig. There's not a huge sample size of guys who were at a team for a long time, had success, won a Super Bowl, and then the next job also won a Super Bowl. And so you're already, you're coming into a variable that maybe Denver's convinced themselves this looks a lot like New Orleans. and this is a similar situation where it's more than just the team that needs stabilization.
Yeah.
They're coming off a rocky front office with all sorts of crazy allegations about
kind of what Doug Peterson's situation, where he came in, guy who's won a Super Bowl, again, not as long of a track record.
Doug Peterson didn't cost us a first and a second and $30 million a year.
No, and that's really where it gets.
And I
crazy.
would argue, why are they that much different? I think Sean Payton is look. He took Kerry Collins to a Super Bowl. Granted, the Giants lost, but Sean Payton was he's a guy, he's been good his entire career. And as a head coach, I think he's one of those guys like Andy Reid that gets credit for being every year he's competitive. Every year his team is in the mix, and generally correlated to having fucking Drew Brees as his quarterback.
Well, he is good at coaching up short quarterbacks. Maybe that can work for Russell Wilson. Shout out to the chat, alive and well. Easy. Catching my mispronunciation of Titanic by calling it Titanic. Yes, thank you. Good catch. I think, Ryan, what do you think they're going to set the Denver Broncos win total at? You being the bookmaker, what do you set the Broncos win total at? Again, super early, schedule's not out, complete disaster last year. I mean, by trading for Sean Payton, it almost assures Russell Wilson is going to be the starter next year.
Do we think are we looking at them as a team that underperformed this year? Almost certainly, right? Like, we're going to come into the season, we're going to be previewing this team, and we're going to highlight how much this team underperformed through poor decision making, right? Putting some of the blame on Nathaniel Hackett. We're going to talk about how poor they were in one-score games,
coming off a 5-12 season.
Also, just poor in close games, poor with decision making. All of these things that seems like a clear upgrade with Sean Payton.
Well, and I'm sure we're going to hear those stats of we're high on this team already. If they scored 20 points, how many games would they have won? Because that was a crazy run they had where, they were losing 10-9. They were losing.
You're going to hear the buzz at it.
17-10 they lost, 16-9, 12-9.
He's a media guy now, so we're going to hear positive things coming out from the media about what's going on in Denver. I mean,
they're going to get so much hype. That's why it's an interesting question coming up with the win totals.
Denver was already a very positive team. People are going to want to search. Maybe I'm just projecting here. Search for a reason to want to root for Russell Wilson again. And all right, so they won 5 games this year. Almost certainly, we're going to look back and say this is probably should have been a 7.5 to 8.5 win team. So we say, even with just no sort of progression at all and just a complete let's regress to the mean type of season, I would imagine the win total will be somewhere around 8.5. Now, if there's a shit ton of optimism,
but they were 9.5 last year and they were the super team. 8.5 almost feels too high. I think they got to make it 7.5.
They were 9.5 last year.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, that's probably right then. Between 7.5 and 8.5 is where the win
I'm gonna say it's gonna open in 7.5. But you're right with the media hype, with Sean Payton leaking positive stories. All Peter Schrager,
Sean Payton and Russell Wilson, a 500 team. They got rid of that hack.
Well, is there any chance Russell Wilson goes out of his way to get rid of bathrooms inside his house to then decrease the touchdowns expected for the season? Because that was an all-time meme. Or does he come in and add bathrooms to his house with the idea of hey, I'm back, I'm better than ever? That seems more like the
Russell Wilson's going to get traded for Taysom Hill, and we're all going to wonder what the fuck just happened.
When is the Taysom Hill trade going to happen?
I'm shocked it wasn't included in the Sean Payton deal. I mean, I'm being dead serious. I'm very shocked it wasn't part of the deal. Maybe instead of a second, Taysom Hill comes along they probably can't afford his cap number.
Motions pointing out in the YouTube chat would have been 8-3 first 11 games if they scored 18 points each game. So from that angle, if you can keep that defense up playing at a high level, yeah, wow. I think if you're a Broncos fan though, you just kind of have to be like, hey, it's better than nothing, and you're trying to save it. And there certainly is a chance it works, but the idea of trading for a coach is crazy to me.
if they trade Taysom Hill, so this is the last year where Taysom Hill is guaranteed money. They trade Taysom Hill post June 1st. He's only $4 million dead cap, $10 million savings for the Saints.
Why would the Saints give up the ultimate weapon?
Because
the Swiss Army knife.
They don't fucking use him right. Yeah, I don't know. He's 100% going to be joining Coach. Maybe it's next year. Once the guaranteed money's gone, they just cut him.
All right, Ryan.
Let's talk about something other than this.
Okay, there's the transition.
I mean, I want to fade this so hard. Why would Sean Payton come into a situation, give up a first round pick, a second round pick, make his own job harder?
Yeah. Well, because the arrogant. I don't know if you're Sean
because
Payton,
he's being given a leash and he's going to tank hard as fuck next year to get Caleb Williams. That's the plan.
I don't know. Sean Payton doesn't want to get embarrassed, but if you're Sean Payton,
Russell Wilson steps away for the game for some odd reason.
Mental health stuff. That's what we need. All of a sudden, Russell Wilson has anxiety stuff. There's like a mental health loophole.
Play the X-Files music. Russell Wilson is going to get caught with a FanDuel account.
Bring in Calvin Ridley.
They're gonna deploy the fixer. I mean, Sean, come on. What a nice way to clean that up for the old Denver Broncos.
Problem solved.
All right.
Let's talk free agency odds, Ryan.
Let's start with.
And congrats to D'Amico Ryans getting hired to the Texans. My big takeaway is
I love that hire.
I like D'Amico Ryans, although it's just tough to be a defensive-minded head coach and be successful in the league.
I mean, if he can make a defense like he had in San Francisco, then I think maybe he can cycle through offensive guys.
Well, it's just tough because
I understand.
You have to find that offensive mind, and then you lose him,
and he's gone.
Yeah,
I like the hire. I don't think we talked about Frank Reich, have we?
No.
Yeah, not. I mean, you're a big Frank Reich guy.
I was. I think he kind of
jumped the shark.
Pretty rough tenure there towards the end of Indy.
Not his fault at all. He's really gotten no blame for anything that happened there. Jim Irsay's a piece of shit. Frank Reich's great.
Well, Jim Irsay is.
If he brings
Jim Irsay is rehiring Jeff Saturday, so I think Jim Irsay certainly deserves some blame.
If he brings Carson Wentz to Carolina, then what?
Oh, well, we'll talk about because Panthers are listed in a lot of these potential trade destinations.
All right, so Derek Carr, first and foremost. He's probably, we'll leave the big dog for last, but Derek Carr almost. I mean, I guess there's a chance he goes back to the Raiders. Probably not. I couldn't even find odds of him returning. Like all of the futures around him leaving or basically say assuming he leaves. All right, so starting from the bottom, long shots. Dolphins 25-1. That's very interesting. Houston Texans 16-1. That's actually practical. Patriots 12-1. Packers 12-1. Falcons 9-1. Titans 9-1. Bucks 750. Saints 7-1. That's also interesting. Commanders 650. Panthers 6-1. 450 for the Colts. Jets 3-1. Obviously the Colts in their previous form, that makes so much sense. And I got to be honest. If Jeff Saturday's, I mean, that's not official yet, right? I saw Winks getting a second interview.
It's pretty much official.
All right. So do Jeff Saturday and Derek Carr, I'm sorry. Apologies to David Carr and Derek Carr not have the same eyes. Could they be could this be a father-son situation? We were joking about Derek Carr to the Colts all basically the set, like towards the back half of the season. It's only 450. But boy, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. And then obviously the Panthers now with Frank Reich. I mean,
but Indy also has the 4th pick overall, right? So
and you're hearing buzz already about them wanting to potentially. They're going to be in a bidding war with the Texans, who's fucking idiots, for the first pick because apparently they both want a quarterback. I mean, my thoughts are original, like. All right, so your brother played for the Texans. The Texans definitely need a quarterback. It's maybe not the sexiest angle, but you join up with a new coach, so it's a new cycle. You're not joining an existing coach, and I only think there's so many places that are going to take him. To me, it's the Jets, It's the Panthers. It's the Texans. With an outside, like I think there's an outside Iggy on the Titans because
you don't think the Saints will take him?
I don't think that's the kind of move the Saints are going to make. I'm not really sure. The Saints are in a bad spot. First of all, they put Jameis in the doghouse for whatever reason. Haven't told us yet.
Is weird.
And Andy Dalton is Andy Dalton. To me, I see the Saints more likely to draft something and attempt to be like developmental. They do.
I
don't think they have a ton of money, so I don't know if they're going to be splashy with a veteran quarterback.
Yeah, you know what? I'll take Panthers, and then I think you're on to something with Miami. I mean, Miami at 25-1. The scenarios are pretty. There's just so much smoke around the Miami quarterback situation.
I said it was interesting. Only to say like that's an interesting team to just dangle on there at the end. But boy, I wonder what's going to happen there.
It really seems like there's a decent chance Tua is not their quarterback. So where are you at, Ryan? Are you going Panthers? And what's your long shot?
I think so. Like I said, I think there's a Texans narrative only because I wonder.
The Texans. I don't think so.
I wonder if there's
because I think they're definitely drafting a quarterback.
It's a defensive head coach. Are we sure they're definitely?
I don't think they think they're that close. I think their idea is draft a rookie quarterback, take your lumps. Miami.
You're operating like the Texans are a well-run franchise.
Miami has two really good receivers right around him. You could definitely talk yourself into Miami. Like Miami has a good team around them, and Tua has serious medical issues. So,
here's what I'll go with. I think. Yes, you have to sprinkle the Panthers just based on what Frank Reich has done in his past and almost the certainty that he will love the character of Mr. Carr and the leadership and the emotion. I'm also going to include the Titans in here. I do think the Titans are going to be a random contestant in the quarterback signings this offseason.
Yeah, I don't think they're super high on Tannehill, but I don't know
what is Carr going to be worth.
Well, that's the other thing. Like, this feels like a super lateral move for Tennessee,
but that might be fine for Vrabel. Like, he might view it as like, hey, I just need someone who's not going to be. I guess the other part of this is I was kind of hoping there'd be one where he didn't sign any. Like he just because what if he's just not that good? I mean, Jarrett Stidham looked as good as him.
Is he a true free agent or is he? They would have to trade.
I think they're gonna cut him, right? I think.
Yeah.
I thought that. Well, Derek Carr's camp has not been given permission to seek a trade, actually, so he would be traded.
Right, but then they can cut him, and then all right. So you're going Carolina and the Titans.
No, cross off Tennessee. I need that. That's not realistic to me now. See, now I'm going back to Houston. Let me put my initial gut reaction there.
Really?
In some sort of weird trade, yeah.
No, I don't see it.
There's
they're too high on kid out of Alabama they like. They're gonna get Bryce Young.
Still don't know what to think about. Will Levis is just the talk of all the draft.
Why would they not let Chicago draft Will Anderson? They draft Bryce Young.
Because someone else will trade up. I think you call the bluff. I don't think people are trade up.
No, I think you force Chicago to.
I mean, Chicago was bad at this kind of stuff.
Yeah, they're gonna mess.
They'll fuck it up. Remember when the Vikings
traded
forgot
up from
to pick?
3-2 for Mitch Trubisky?
Yeah, that's a great point. Patrick Mahomes was on the board. And did you read that nugget? Patrick Mahomes' dad was on a radio show talking about how the Bears told Patrick they were going to draft him. So when they traded up to 3 or wherever they traded up, Patrick Mahomes thought he was about to get drafted by the Bears.
Well, thank God he dodged that bullet. Sorry, Bears fans. You know it's true.
All right, next up, let's talk about another old white guy, Tom Brady. If not in Tampa Bay, Sean.
It's a baby fucking
this
wheel,
seems too obvious. All right, let's start from the bottom. 25-1. We got the Falcons, Commanders, Saints, Ravens, and Texans. Any of those interesting?
No.
Yeah, I think there's not a team there that he would go to. Colts at 20-1, probably not interesting. Like these, it's like not even realistic. Go back to the Patriots 14-1.
That's not
happening.
I would say that's not off the list, but it's possible.
Jets at 12-1 and join Nathaniel Hackett.
Love the Jets.
Really?
Love the Jets.
Tell me why. Really?
Well, one, he likes living on the East Coast. He likes fucking supermodels.
Okay.
That's the capital for it. His son from the other marriage is in New York. It works for the schools, and you
said that like you didn't just look it up. Like that was some seasoned information in your brain.
No.
What do you know about Tom Brady's family?
No, he has a kid from a different marriage that lives in New York.
Just real smooth.
He is a very guy who's gonna want an urban setting, live in a big city. Their defense and team in general, really well talented roster, some good young stud receivers, and
they're not on my list.
And you get to beat Belichick twice a year. That is everything that he wants. He wants to live in New York. He wants to fuck up Bill Belichick, and he wants to have good weapons and a good roster around him. Like the roster that Tom Brady had in Tampa Bay when he first signed up for Tampa Bay, it's eerily similar to the roster the New York Jets have. And I predict Tom Brady ends up becoming a New York Jet at 12-1.
$37.5 million a year to go into the booth, by the way. I'm not in on the Jets. Titans 10-1. Vrabel. Maybe Vrabel pitches him to get. I mean, they have a decent roster. Receivers aren't great.
I don't see it.
Miami Dolphins 5-1.
Dolphins are the other interesting one, but I think in my mind it's similar to the Jets as far as what he would actually want to do and what teams would be in on him. You think Dolphins are a better roster
than the Jets? Yeah,
slightly. Yeah, and I don't know.
Tom Brady. Tyreek Hill is probably a little more appealing than anything they have in New York.
That's true, and Jalen Waddle. I just think it's closer than the odds suggest, the 500 and the 1200.
That's fair, but I think this is the first one where my eye kind of peeked in and was like, all right, I could see this. There was that creep following Tom Brady around in the school, recording him.
Yeah, that was weird. He was, checking out schools in Miami, but again, who knows what all that means. I think I don't mind the Dolphins as a choice, but I want to see it at like 10-1 for me to get interested.
And I'll explain this one too. If you're ever like moving or going to another area and you think I don't need to go check out the school with the wife, you're wrong. Tom Brady was doing the right thing by going to the school because you can see what kind of fucking operations going on. And I mean, no disrespect to women, but a woman might not notice the same thing you would about, say, a shifty looking janitor meandering down the hallway or whatever. So you absolutely have to do that. Whatever. I think it's a non-story though. I don't think it's going to be Miami. I think that tampering thing, it's too hot. The NFL wouldn't let it happen.
That's also true.
If they got in trouble for tampering and then end up getting what they wanted in the tamper, that feels.
And Jets have the 13th pick overall. We kept watching that Jets team, and I mean, it was like, hey, Mike White, he's going to rally the troops. They were close to being a really good team.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the Dolphins though. Imagine the Dolphins with a quarterback, Sean.
Well, also, I don't think Brady has a lot left in the tank.
No,
it just feels like a very Jetsian move.
All right, Raiders 2-1 and Niners +140. Obviously, by the way, gives us a second to talk about Brock Purdy and the Tommy John surgery. I was big into baseball for a while, and I went and even updated my knowledge and information about what guys do coming off Tommy John. It ain't 6 months. He ain't going to be back next year. Brock Purdy will not play football next year. Trey Lance, that was a pretty catastrophic injury. There's a chance he's not ready to play or just not good enough to play in the NFL. What, Jimmy G and Tom Brady back together?
I think
Tom Brady comes home to the Bay.
Certainly 49ers and Raiders are possibilities, but I'm not betting this at those prices. Are you kidding me? 2-1 plus 140? No fucking way is there any value in that.
All right,
you're crazy.
If you're telling me that there's no value in betting the odds-on favorite in a novelty prop, Sean, that's going to be held for months. So how dare you? All right, so let's just make it more fun. If you had to, we're going to eliminate all teams but the Raiders and the Niners.
Okay.
Which one do you like more?
I don't think he could put up with that Raiders owner, and he has a soft spot for the Bay Area.
But the Raiders check a lot of the same boxes, close to the Bay. So
he could play in a. You know what? Yeah,
it's Vegas. So like think about old musical acts, right? What do? They go get that residence out in Vegas to close out their career.
Well, and Devontae Adams is a good tiebreaker.
Stud. I mean, not just Devontae Adams. They are pretty well equipped. You got a running back. You know, I think Josh Jacobs at minimum will get franchised.
I mean, 49ers have a really good team too. But and a tight end, which he obviously really loves.
Yeah, but if you're Tom Brady and you know you're at the end of your career, what do you want to do? You want to go into the NFC West? You want to battle with the lords of the AFC West and go after Patrick Mahomes, and just think of all the TV screen time he'll get, all the TB12 advertisements. It's probably more important to him at this point. Now that he's broke and lost all his money with FTX.
no personal income tax in Las Vegas. That helps you get some of that FTX money back.
Tom Brady can play for the 49ers and live in Nevada. It wouldn't be a problem.
Easy saying he's going to get a haircut to match Davis. They lose the divisional round.
All right, so I'll give you. I feel like I want the Commanders to be a dark horse here.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, okay. I mean, here's how you talk yourself into the Commanders. It's a Jeff Bezos thing.
Yeah, new owner.
All of a sudden,
that's the whole only
TB12 is prominently displayed on Amazon.com. It has to be. He has to have some ties to the.
Tom Brady wanted to own a team. This is his ownership play. He gets that's the angle. And so that's why I want to include it.
But I don't think he wants to face off against this Eagles defense twice a year.
Well, that is, I mean, the Eagles and the Giants, like having to see those teams, like there's
two teams that give him the most nightmares, Eagles and Giants.
Yeah. So I guess, I mean,
to me, it's just Jets by $1 million.
Okay.
Especially with the price. I don't hate, I mean, if I had to throw another team in there, Dolphins, but
is there a chance
it's Jets or nothing?
Is there a chance that, like, say the Niners don't want him? And the media is just assuming that.
There's a big chance. I mean, he lost a lot of. I don't know, man. Like he lost.
Give me the Raiders. That was reported to be a thing before. I think there's maybe pre-existing stuff.
Yeah,
and I think to your point, like much like the Commanders, like I think Tom Brady, TB12. I mean, we already see it, right? We go out to the Wynn to do shows, and we see TB12 smoothies on the fucking menu at the Wynn. It's an opportunity city for him. Definitely more so than San Francisco, in my mind. He's not going back into.
Then you don't have to deal with the weather,
the tech, and the crypto after that FTX catastrophe. All right, next.
So you're just on the Raiders, all right?
Well, you would make fun of me if I sprinkled too many playing a favorite.
No, I think Commanders is. You should put the Commanders down your list, Ryan, because I think that's depending on who the owner is.
No, I think if it's the Commanders, it's because Tom Brady's like getting a piece of the fucking team. Like his deal includes a piece of the team because that's really what he wants. He wants to own a team. Then he can go sit in the booth and talk about how he's a fucking owner. All right, let's talk Lamar Jackson. This is interesting. From the bottom to the top, obviously I noticed these odds were a little less fun in terms of long shots, but Rams 18-1. That made me think for a second, like, holy shit, that would be electric. I think 0% chance though. Panthers, Packers 16-1. I don't think Lamar doesn't want anything to do with the cold of Green Bay. Panthers, you think he's the kind of guy they bring in down there with Mr. Reich? I don't think so. Sean has no opinion on.
No, I'm looking at these
Saints Texans, 49ers, all 12-1. Obviously,
I mean, Lamar Jackson in that Kyle Shanahan offense. That would be kind of the dream for him.
I don't quite understand how they're paying all these people. I can't imagine John Lynch in some sort of salary.
Well,
cap
and what
changes.
do they have as far as assets to give up for Lamar? Because it sounds like the Ravens plan on franchising Lamar, so you're going to need to give up some stuff, to get Lamar.
I mean, it's exciting, but I don't think it's realistic, to be honest with you. Saints.
Again, I don't know. To your point earlier, I don't know if the Saints are going to make a big move for quarterback this year.
Then we have Titans, Bucks, both 10-1. Bucks in Florida. I know Lamar has his Florida ties. I don't know if any of these make sense. I mean, he's from Pompano Beach, Florida, which is down towards Miami. So maybe not the hometown team. So moving along to not far from Tampa though, and then you got the Commanders at 9-1. This is the one that I've been saying in the office when the mics are turned off. This is interesting to me, and for the same reason. Ron Rivera, defensive coach, could definitely see him just making the. Do they hire an offensive coordinator yet?
Commanders? I didn't realize they got rid of theirs. I didn't realize they had an offensive.
They fired. So they're requesting to interview people. They do not currently have an OC.
Okay. Yeah. So maybe they're waiting to find someone. I do like the Commanders at 9-1. That feels kind of interesting.
Well, not having an OC means you can, if you're Ron Rivera and Jack
Titans are kind of interesting too, though, because I think what they were hoping for in Malik Willis by drafting him, instead you get the real thing in Lamar Jackson. You get that guy who can, scramble
him
all
and Derrick
around.
Henry.
Derrick Henry.
Oh shit. Oh fuck me. Is that possible? That's exciting.
You know what? I'm going to go Tennessee just because of how interesting it would be, and I think Mike Vrabel might actually match up personality wise really well with Lamar Jackson. So I'm going to take a shot here on Tennessee Titans 10-1 to land Lamar Jackson.
You think they would trade him in conference? That's the other angle.
That's true.
I wonder. Also, Commanders just being pretty set up. Put me down for the Commanders.
I don't mind that one either, but I'll stick with Tennessee. And then what about the rest of them?
Dolphins, Patriots, Raiders, all 750. Obviously, we've heard the Belichick rumors that I don't think are actually real, and we know the Reddit rumors of the Dolphins. I mean, Miami is the play of him going home. Tua's not the guy. The Dolphins. Do they have the assets to get him?
The Dolphins are tough to take at this odds because it involves
Lamar and Tyreek Hill.
Well, it involves unloading Tua, which is a big step, and then
he's
also
in the deal. Bringing
in Lamar. And maybe I'm just saying 750 feels mispriced for what has to happen for that for him actually to end up there. I don't see Belichick trading for a big name
he's getting near the end. He could do something crazy. Grandpa always does something crazy near the end. All right, last two, Falcons and Jets, 450. I don't understand why they're the odds-on favorite.
No, not at all. I mean,
I understand the Falcons, I guess, a little bit. They have an interesting setup. They have the physical running game already. They have all these giant receivers for Lamar to overthrow, and they can go up and get the ball. I mean, honestly, Sean, look at the receivers on this team. They're all like 6'3" and taller. And you're joining another established offense that matches your style. Greg Roman was very unique. There weren't many offenses like this. So I think seeing what Arthur Smith is doing and seeing that could be good for you. I understand they just got Desmond Ridder, but that's probably part of how you pull off a deal like this. If you're the Ravens and you're getting picks plus Desmond Ridder, are you good with that? Desmond Ridder showed me enough to where I would at least take him back in a trade. He's more than Drew Lock.
Yeah. I don't know. Again,
I just don't get these odds.
The prices don't make sense. I think Jets Falcons to me are in that like 10-1 range.
So now that we've seen those odds, do the Raiders, Patriots, or Dolphins become more appealing? Because essentially being the favorite at 750 feels a little different. But again, it comes down to like,
I mean, because your point, the non-conference thing, I think helps the Commanders and Titans. I think just the price makes sense, the fit makes sense.
Could the Saints be a dark horse?
I don't know. You were the one who talked me into
I don't think so.
Into the Saints not being in the quarterback market.
I don't think they're going to be able to afford a splashy play like this. And they're going to have they have all these extra picks from trading a guy who wasn't even coaching for them last year. I mean, what the fuck?
That's also true. I didn't think about that. Maybe they are in the mix for a quarterback because now they have the picks from the Sean Payton trade.
Oh, I mean, they don't have their own pick, but they do have a pick back, so that's good for them. All right, so just going one each. Final answer. You know what? No, I. What about the Bucks?
Where are they on this list?
They're at 10-1. They're right next to the Commanders. They're in that price where. I mean, I don't believe the Bucks have an offensive coordinator right now.
No, you know what? Bucks are worth taking a shot on because they are in win now mode. I mean, the way Brady ended his press conference, he's officially not going to be in there. The NFC South is still very, very winnable division. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm going to take Bucks 10-1. I kind of missed that on the first go around, but
yeah, I'll join you on that one. I think you'd be wise to not. I don't think the Ravens are a well-run organization. I don't think they would trade Lamar in conference. Like if you're going to trade him, I don't think you trade him in conference. I wouldn't trade him in conference. All right.
Why don't we can save, you want to save the rest?
Sure.
I mean, we got a bunch more left.
Do we?
Okay. Well, let's go.
I mean, we can save it. You want to save it? All right. We'll talk about it.
What do you got?
Saquon Barkley. If not, back with the Giants, which obviously I mean, I think he's probably going to get tagged or agree to something that's near what the franchise tag.
How are they going to tag him and Daniel Jones?
They're not going to tag Daniel Jones.
Oh, they're giving him the mega deal.
What's the mega deal? I mean, I'm sure you've done your research on quarterback deals. They just don't exist. Like the floor of a quarterback deal is 30 million.
Yeah.
So if he gets 30 million, he's getting paid at the floor. So yeah, I think he's going to get something around 3 years.
90 million.
Yeah. 90 to 100 million.
It's a lot for our buddy Danny Dimes.
But that's the floor.
Yeah.
Like they don't give out $20 million quarterback contracts. So it's important to understand context. You're like these AM radio shock jocks. Don't know shit about shit. Just coming in to start a fire. All right. Saquon, if he leaves, which is probably unlikely, but Arizona 14-1, absolutely not. Seattle 12-1. Pete Carroll, always interested in a good running back. No, any
Pete
thoughts?
Carroll, no.
Saints 9-1. Panthers 9-1. No. Cowboys 850.
Look, he'd look good. Zeke for Saquon straight up. Who says no, right?
Oh, stop it. Bears 8-1. Now, this is interesting because I feel like, and it could just be that there's a lot of Bears fans somehow in my algorithm, but I do feel like there's been at least a little smoke about Saquon going to the Bears at 8-1.
Yeah.
If he leaves the Giants, which I think is unlikely.
The Bears are willing. I think they're going to be willing to do whatever they can to get weapons around our boy Justin Fields.
Well, I mean, if you're going to run an offense for Justin Fields, Barkley does fit that pretty well.
Yeah.
So 8-1, I'd probably mark that one. I'd mark that frame. Chiefs.
Wow. Okay, right.
Chiefs 8-1. Well, also it's a low key shot at the Bears organization doing something like suboptimal. Chiefs 8-1.
I think they got enough.
They do randomly bring high.
I think they would splurge on a receiver before a running back.
Patriots 7-1.
Nah.
That bit you have seen those videos of Bill Belichick like gushing over Saquon Barkley, right? He does randomly like coming out of college even. Jets 650 keeps him in New York.
I don't see it.
Denver 550. Then how could they possibly pay a running back? Buffalo Bills 550. That's
pretty interesting. Win now team.
Ravens 5-1 last one.
Ravens. I don't know.
I think these are the Bears is the team I like the most. At 8-1.
Yeah, you could talk me into it because they're gonna have. I think they have a shit ton of cap space, and obviously they're probably gonna try and trade down for one. You could see them maybe the Giants. I don't know, doing some trading with the Giants. That kind of makes sense. They already have a history
Bills,
of trades. Yeah. Bills I also like at plus 550.
Same thing, trading with the Giants.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Buffalo and Chicago.
Yeah, I honestly, Buffalo's interesting because they have a linebacker who the Giants would love to have in Edmonds, who I think could be franchised, and Barkley has. I mean, they could be swapped effectively at maybe even similar costs. I don't know. Maybe there's, but certainly we know the front offices talk to one another. So I'll agree with you. But
so Buffalo and Chicago for both of us.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think he's leaving the Giants though.
Really?
I think the franchise tag's like 10 mil, and I think they're going to offer him a similar like 3-year deal.
So you think they sign him and not franchise him?
I think they're going to So what Joe Shane said in the postseason presser was essentially that they weren't that close together in the like they negotiated a little in the bye week, and what basically, if you're the team, the franchise tag is what it is. It's 10 mil, so you can use that and say, okay, we'll give you a little bit more than that 3-year deal.
But he turned down a 12.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I think he'll most likely be brought back on the franchise tag. They'll remind him of what Le'Veon Bell turned into, which is a decent boxer, but not playing in the NFL
still got
anymore.
Paid though.
Barkley is also on record. He understands the value of being in New York, and for him, and I think the Giants have expressed the value of him like being like a captain on the team. So, maybe he won't be a complete piece of shit and try to squeeze a couple extra million. I think he'll be on the franchise. I think he'll play on the franchise tag.
I don't think he would play on the franchise tag. I think he would request a trade.
Yeah, I would bet money against Saquon requesting a trade. I think what's going to happen is we're going to find him signing a 3-year deal somewhere a little north of what the franchise tag would be
for the Giants.
What do you mean? Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All right. We can save this last one because it is a completely unrelated thing, or we can talk about it because it is very interesting.
Well, we also have the DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh, that's right.
I was saying.
Oh, my bad. Well, now we've already done it. So, you want to talk about it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go right to the bottom. D Hop. It does seem like there's already a decent amount of smoke in terms of which teams are going to go after him. Raiders 16-1, Bucks 16-1. To me, I don't even understand why these teams are being listed here. He's not going to either one of these teams.
No.
Jags 12-1. No,
they got Ridley.
They have Calvin Ridley coming back. Chargers 10-1. No,
maybe.
No, 0% chance. Cowboys, Browns. I mean, Cowboys are always in the mix. Browns at 10-1. I don't quite understand why they would do that. They have a decent wide receiver room and probably not a ton of assets. Bears and Giants at 9-1.
Bears. Now we're talking.
Mark both these teams.
Giants, I don't think would be able to pull it off.
Oh, I think the Giants. I mean,
so you think they can re-sign Saquon, Daniel Jones, and DeAndre Hopkins?
I mean, I don't know. Again, like that might be a scenario that results in Saquon not being part of the future. But I think this is. I mean, again, you've been reminded, but Joe Shane and that front office, they did go out and trade for Steph Diggs. to pair with Josh Allen, and so there is some awareness to going out and getting a receiver. I don't know if it's going to be like D-Hop, but Brian Dable has like he is on record as discussing DeAndre Hopkins as a very, very great wide receiver. So obviously he is, and that's easy to say, but I think you got to mark the Giants here and the Bears at 9-1 because this.
I think the Bears are almost the favorite for me, and you're getting them at 9-1.
Ravens 7-1. This is interesting based on what happens with the quarterback position.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if he ends up there, but at the price at 7-1, there's so much uncertainty with the quarterback and everything else. It's just I'd rather take the Bears at 9-1.
Cosign. Patriots 450, Chiefs 450, Packers 3-1.
Maybe the Chiefs, but again, of those teams, why not take? To me, the Bears are just like the Bears. To me, should be the favorite in price, and the fact that you're getting at 9-1, that to me is the craziest thing.
I don't get the Packers.
No, they never. Have you been watching the Packers? They're never gonna give in.
I think
and give him what he wants.
I think the Patriots are interesting because they're out. Like I think the Patriots are interesting.
They're interesting, but again, to me, I'd rather get double the price of the Bears. And Patriots are always a tough read.
Yeah.
As far as like what they're gonna do.
Again, I don't know if I'm just too close to Bears Twitter from all of the congratulations that they poured on me after correctly predicting the 3-14 record this year. But it does seem like Bears have the most free agent space. Giants are third. I think both of them will kick the tires on this one at a minimum.
Always fresh, never soggy, aka Serial checking in, and he's saying Atlanta maybe as a dark horse spot for DeAndre Hopkins. It's not listed on the pricing, but yeah, I could definitely see DeAndre Hopkins playing in a dome, bringing in a vet.
Need a quarterback.
Yeah, but I think if you pay DeAndre Hopkins, I don't think he's going to care.
Yeah, Cowboys are to the other team. I mean, I do think Jerry Jones is going to do something relatively 100% this offseason, dealing with trying to win right now. All right, last one. Our Bay Area San Francisco 49ers. We kind of indirectly talked about this earlier with Tom Brady. 49ers quarterback, and this is not about signing, but who will be their starting quarterback week 1 of 2023? Aaron Rodgers is 11-1. Brock Purdy is 6-1. Jimmy Garoppolo is 5-1. Trey Lance is +150. Tom Brady is +140. Here is my simple handicap here. I don't think they can afford to take on Aaron Rodgers.
No.
And his current contract situation. So that just seems like a gimmick at 11-1. Brock Purdy, as I said, I don't think he'll be back and ready to play football. Tommy John is like a 9-month injury minimum. And so I would be quite surprised. I think the 6-month timetable you're hearing kicked around is gonna get stretched out, and they're way off here. So I'm eliminating him as well. I'm also gonna so Jimmy G. This is awfully interesting here. He seems like the obvious choice to me. Trey Lance again. I don't know if you can go back to Trey Lance. Can you? Can you?
Well, they've given up so much for Trey Lance. How can they almost?
And then Tom Brady, to me, that's silly.
Yeah, plus 140. That's crazy. Trey Lance +150. Jimmy G 5-1. I'm gonna stick with Brock Purdy at 6-1.
He's not gonna be healthy, Sean. I don't think he should be listed here. That's how certain I am he won't be healthy.
All right, I'm still gonna
look
roll
at
the
Tommy
dice.
John surgery, dude.
Does he have to get Tommy John surgery 100%?
He injured the UCL. He tore the UCL in his elbow. I understand there's probably someone can probably reach out and tell me how the biomechanical force that you're putting on your elbow when you're throwing a curveball is probably greater than when you're throwing a football, but a football is also heavier, and this is a team that I'm sure will apply extreme caution with their quarterback situation, considering how unlucky they've been. Because remember, Sean, if they had a quarterback, they would be in the Super Bowl right now. See, This is a test. So
Jake Delhomme had Tommy John surgery, and after 6 months, he said his arm was better than ever.
I'd love to see. So you're saying Jake Delhomme played 6 months after having Tommy John?
2007. Yep.
I'll be surprised.
No, and I would be a little surprised as well. But the fact that he's 6-1, I'm taking it.
I think give me Jimmy G 5-1. Why is Jimmy G not the favorite?
Yeah.
In what world is he going to be unless he's not allowed to be at training camp again?
I'm going to take Jimmy G and Brock Purdy. I think one of those hits and you get a plus EV.
Spraying some units.
Yeah, put a half unit on each. I think either way you're coming out up units. Because I do think
I'll say this. Brock Purdy doesn't take a snap in 2023. That's it. Fun time, fun times. Jimmy,
Ryan.
Jimi Hendrix. Sometimes they burn bright.
What are you gonna do with your Brock Hard Purdy shirt?
Oh, it was a fun moment. Maybe I'll sign it and send it to someone who wants it.
Good luck finding good luck finding someone that's gonna want that.
Oh, it's a nice shirt.
It is. It's a great shirt.
Soft.
Hey, head over to the store.sportsgamblingpodcast.com. Tons of great shirts over there. Get some gear for the big game. All right, man. We got a bunch of other shows coming up. Talk some more college basketball. Get into some of the early Super Bowl stuff.
Sean, Pro Bowl.
Oh yes, and the Pro Bowl. We're gonna figure out how to bet on the Pro Bowl. Don't worry, we got you covered.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
And remember, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/squares. Get your entry in for a chance to win a Super Bowl square. For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, second the money green, and he is Ryan.
6'9". That's the score I'm hoping for, Sean.
Kramer, let it ride.